Rell Seas is not actually real. It's actually like a genjutsu. You know what I'm saying? You guys have been brainwashed into thinking Rell Seas will save the platform.
Will it save the platform?
So if you guys are up to date with everything that happens in the Rell Seas community, don't worry, I got you. Because we have some juicy news about everything pertaining to Rell Seas, and to make sure you guys don't miss this one, make sure you guys watch to the end because I will have a surprise for you at the end. So make sure you guys stay tuned, alright? What's up guys, Cloudbeta here, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, dropping a like and a sub is always appreciated. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys join the Discord because we have a lot going on over there. And if you guys don't want to miss out, make sure you guys join the Discord. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Rell Seas just dropped a brand new video on their channel a couple of days ago titled Not Movie 3. And it is in fact not Movie 3, but it is in a sense a prequel to Movie 3. So here's everything they covered and everything you might have missed in the recent video. And here is when to expect the actual release date of Rell Seas and Rell Seas Movie 3. So they went really in depth with the combat system. As you're seeing here, the combat actually looks really good, and they talked about a lot of disturbing stuff and a lot of stuff to come for Rell Seas, which is kind of good and kind of bad. So let's just go over some of the good first before we get into the bad. They revamped all the UI for Rell Seas, so the UI is gonna look a lot cleaner versus the old UI. If you go over into the Discord, you can see that they did a comparison between the old UI and the new UI, and a lot of the buildings also got a brand new revamp. So in that Not Movie 3 video that they released, you can see the difference between the old islands and the new islands, and the old castles and the new castles. So they really went in depth with some of that, and they revamped a lot of the mobs and a lot of the fishes. They added more like sea creatures and wildlife, and just like titling and stuff like that. And honestly, I was pleasantly surprised by how in depth they have the underwater system is. It's really in depth and it's really granular, where it shows like the ships, the submarines, the differences between depths, underwater combat, underwater life, certain air bubbles and stuff like that. They really have it very detailed, the underwater wildlife and how it's gonna operate, as far as like quoting your ship, quoting your submarine so it can go down further, depth max, different type of environment, ecosystem in different depths, certain stuff. And I'm sure there's gonna be like loot and loot rarity the farther down you go and stuff like that. And the farther down you go, the deeper it is, and the more, I guess, quoting you need on your armor and stuff like that. I heard them speak about that quite a bit, which I'm guessing they're very proud of, from what I've seen. And then you have different C's, C4, C3, C2, C1, and just different upgrade abilities on your ship. So I think it's going to be very detailed how you have to do it and how you do it. And apparently there's not a lot of crazy big stuff left for them to do for the game. It's just mini updates and mini bug fixes that they have to really get to work perfectly right before they release it. Well, I can't say perfect, but you know, they want to get it right, like the small stuff before they release the game. Little bug fixes here, little bug fixes there, but from what I've seen in the showcase from that, what they did, everything looks to be really, I guess the word I can say, good. There's some stuff, you know, I believe that like they can work on and make it more smooth and fluid, but I feel like they're overcomplicating it to where it's not gonna be, I guess, like kid friendly in a sense, like easy to play and with like more depth, you know, because people like easy to play games with more depth. But this seems like they're getting very detailed. It's kind of like in a sense, I don't know if this is a good comparison, like Deep Woken type vibe, but just like more detailed, if that makes sense, and less like stiff. Like Deep Woken feels very stiff, but this game feels like you can do, you know, a lot more with what you have. So yeah, they really went in depth with that underwater stuff, and the combat just looks really good, honestly. Yes, yes, and yes. They revamped I can't say the entire, but majority of the combat system. They had removed the aerial combat system, and they just now added that combat system back in. As you guys could see, backed by popular demand, we really wanted that combat system, and they've added it back. Because if you guys remember, in the earlier stages of Rell Seas, they actually had the air combat, and then somewhere along the way, they kind of took it out. But now they're implementing it back into where the combat seems very, very smooth and very satisfying. And as you guys can see right here at the end, they actually have a clashing system. All right, they have a clashing system. So the combat is gonna be very, very satisfying and very, very good. And I believe that in the combat system, so the way you fight can be very specific to your character, because there's a lot of customization to where you can change literally everything your character do on your keybind. Everything you do, your character can be changed. No matter what you do or where you want it placed, it can be changed. So yes, they revamped the combat system. It's looking very smooth, very, very clean, and very satisfying, which is the part I was mainly worried about, because you know what I'm saying, a lot of it can like come down, like a game can have great graphics, but if the combat is trash, bro, I'm not playing it. I'm sorry. Like, combat to me is like a very, very important factor in any game I play, and I'm sure it's like that for most of you guys too. So the last but not the least problem we all have with Rell Seas right now is the actual release date of Rell Seas. Now, if you were like me, a eager little Rell Seas fan that don't know any better, that's scurrying along the face of this earth, praying to God, hoping that something exciting happened in your life other than Jesus Christ. You're sitting there waiting for, you know, Rell Sin and Rell Bad to announce a potential release date. You just sat through 44 minutes of a whole bunch of nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So basically, no, they actually did not say anything about the release date. But they did hinted towards it actually being sooner than you think. All right. So they actually have confirmed this, right? It's not speculation. They do not want to delay the game anymore. So what they're going to do, they're going to focus on main things that's going to be in the main game. Right, because they've been working on a vast majority of stuff that's not gonna actually be in the game right at launch. So they've been working on other stuff like content updates, like weekly updates, monthly updates, however you want to look at it. So what they said they're gonna do, they're gonna focus on main game items and focus on fixing what they already have in the game, so that they can speed up the launch, in a sense that the time being faster, not that the game is being rushed. And so that they can actually release the game in a timely manner. But they did confirm and say that how the game is actually being released this year in 2025. The game is not going to be pushed to 2026. They've said that themselves. And listen, I know last year they said the game was dropping last December, all right? I was excited. You was excited. Your grandma was probably excited, bro. At this point, I don't know what to believe. You know, my grandkids gonna enjoy this game for all I know. You feel what I'm saying? My great-great-grandkids gonna enjoy this game. But anyways, we gotta cut them some slack. The game looks beautiful. I just hope that they don't overdo it with all the, like, details. But anyways, my treat for you guys is I am doing a giveaway. If you guys haven't joined the Discord already, make sure you guys go join the Discord if you guys want to be a part of that giveaway. We're giving away Robux, Block Streets items, and some other games, so make sure you guys tune in. And we stream a lot also. If you guys want to be a part of the group, make sure you guys go join the Discord. I love you guys. Stay blessed, stay encouraged, and if you comment salsa on this video, I owe you some Robux, alright? If you comment salsa on this video and you watched it and then you comment salsa, message me on Discord, I owe you some Robux. Alright, I love you guys. Peace.